easy for all of us to put you into those rooms, and then you can get the maximum out of that particular role that you want to pick up. Now, having said that, some of you may have two roles that you have in mind. So let's say somebody wants to pick up a VP education as well as a president, but which is that one role that you want to do dearly? If you cannot get it, yes, there is always a second role. So which is that one role you want to do? You get into that room. We will discuss the other roles in partial detail once you come back from the main room, or from the breakout room into the main room. So I hope my instructions are clear and you've understood what the progress or the program is going to be. So if you have got any doubts, please let me know. Anyone? If you have no doubts, then we're going to be putting you straight into the breakout rooms now. So let's quickly look at, we've got...
Vijay Hariharan, sorry if I may ask you. So you're saying to name what role we would like to take up in future, right? That's what
absolutely correct.
Okay, so in case of a president, if I would like to take up any future role, I put it, otherwise I just put it as president?
You can leave it as president. Then we go into the president room and you'll be discussing what are those best practices you have applied as a president.
Got it. Thank you.
It is only XCOM roles or?
Only XCOM.
Okay.
In fact, there is one last role which I will discuss later, which is not a part of the 7.
Maybe past president.
Okay. So DV, now if you want, you can start moving the audience. I see some of them who have renamed themselves. Abraham, you want to be a president only, so you can write the president. You know, you're going to be part of it.
Yes, I think I would have to go out and come back because I'm not being able to change here. So I'll do that.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay. Then DV will put you into the president's room. It's fine. No problem.
All right, sure.
Fantastic. DTM Leo has actually read the idea in my head. DTM Leo, you're smart. He's written there IPP, immediate past president. Great. So he goes into the president's room.
Divi, there is a name which you can't read in another language, that's president.
Which language is that?
Malayalam. Viji. President Viji is president. He used the language of the club.
Oh, Viji John has written. Viji, that even though I can speak a little bit of Malayalam, in fact, that is gibberish for me. Okay. I hear some music in the background. Wow.
We have Joe, Mehak, and Pratish, who's not renamed.
Joe, which?
Joe, Geo.
It's okay. They said that they will.
Which room do I put them in?
VP PR and Pradesh in secretary.
Just 1 minute. VP. Geo, in which group should I put him?
VP PR.
PR. Mehak Agarwal.
That we have to ask her actually.
Okay, but
okay,
you can put,
she's changed now. Yeah, she's changed.
DTM Leo, you want to put Dr. Ali into which group?
Dr. Ali.
Dr. Nazia Ali. You're muted, Leo.
Okay, put on the president's group.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Put on the president's group.
Got it. We already put her there.
So done. All are migrated to their breakout rooms.
Abraham, I think, yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Now, what we'll do is they will, okay, timer, timer.
DTM Hariharan, can you please put me to breakout room once again? Because I just have to switch my device.
No problem. No problem.
Even I have not been put in the breakout room. How
That's
do you?
Akshay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I
Akshay,
can
you
see
want to go to the
I think
president?
his PR.
5 of them have come back out. Let me put them back in.
No problem.
Is DTM Hariharan timer this side?
Yeah, do me a favor. So you might go into the rooms and tell, you want me to go into the rooms, or you go into the rooms and tell them you will give them a green at 10, or just send a message saying 10 minutes up, 5 minutes to go, or
There
just
are
say 5
multiple-
minutes, 2 minutes to go, and then come back.
Right, there are multiple rooms, so I think I better to send a
Yeah,
message.
just send a message saying 5 minutes to go.
Okay, fine, thank you.
That's
Uh,
it. Yes, deal.
Anil Vidyadharan to president because he's not.
No, Anil is a district officer. If you put him into president, he will come back as a,
Yes, where do I put him?
he can, where do you want to go? DTM Anil?
Anywhere you can put it. I'm driving, I'm listening. So anywhere
Oh,
you can.
okay. Okay, he was driving and Dr. Naziha Ali, I think DV, you need to put her into the president's room.
President, okay. Done.
Nimi has chosen IPP, so possibly president's room. Leo also, you can put him into the president's room.
Okay.
Nimi, you want to be here? I'm more than happy. Nimi is having rain.
Nimi is next year is going to IPP. This year she's president.
She wants to give it up. Just fed up. I want to give it up. Enough.
No.
Feroz
Jatinder.
has come.
Our closet had a small.
Firoz is, I think,
Where do I put him?
VP education. You can put actually his.
Hello.
Hi, Feroz. Which room do I put you in?
Hi.
Press
Which
VP
college?
education or VP membership.
VP membership of Tejas and VP education of TGIS.
Next
Which
year,
room?
what you aim for? President.
Yes.
So, okay, so put him in the president's office.
Okay, and Anil Vidyadharan, the thing in president, right? That's it.
But Anil Vidyadharan can send him to the president's fine, no problem. Jatinder, which room do you want to go to?
VP education. He's
Education. I
he's
put him in
written
the
VP.
education. Yeah, so I put him already. Only who's left now is Pratish.
We can put Pratish in the. He was now secretary. Then I don't know next year.
Where I'll put him?
Secretary, you
put-
can put it in secretary.
Put him into secretary.
Okay, done. So everybody's done.
Then Geo is also VP PR.
Also,
VP
I put already. Yeah.
But it is here. Maybe they were not chosen.
Great. Let them now discuss, beat themselves
Hemant.
up and come back.
He's not selected that year.
Hemant Jain,
Ah.
Baba, he wants to become division director.
We should have one exclusive room for them.
Actually, it made sense, DV. You being in operations, you can think this far. We cannot.
So where do
Anita,
I-
she's apparently an operations specialist, huh? DV.
Oh, she is comparatively new in Toastmaster,
5 months.
Dubai Toastmasters Club, but
And she's
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 everywhere now.
a good speaker as well.
Yeah, she's last day she did the evaluation. We will never feel like she's doing it first time.
She's good. She's
Super.
good.
Thank you so much.
I've seen her when she presented those days on a project that we had given. I had given a scenario and that to present. She was
Yeah.
one of them who spoke.
And I got
Right.
that operational risk award also, that rock and
Oh,
roll.
yes.
Yeah.
Did Toastmaster Hemant Jain, how are you?
I am good, just wondering whether I am too early or too late.
No, you're just in time. You tell us which room you want to go into, we'll send you there.
Where have you sent all the people?
Into the various breakout rooms. So they're doing various.
Okay, then I'll just wait here.
Okay, great. You want
Shah
to
is
wait here?
there, Shah, Toastmaster Shah. We can ask him which room. Toastmaster Shah. He muted now.
Ah, Hemant also disappeared. Give me a shout, I'm around. I'll just finish a few things.
Okay.
I think Toastmaster Hariharan, it is better to go
Yes,
to
ma'am.
different rooms and clarify. Because in the
Yes.
president's room,
I'm
they are
doing that.
just talking to each other. That is what they are
Hey.
telling.
Ah,
Ah, so please,
put me there.
Divi, you just put Hariharan in the different rooms so
Okay.
that he can explain once again.
Yeah,
Send
I'll
it to the
do-
president. Sending it to the
Join.
president.
Okay. Hello, Toastmaster Hemant Jain. How are you?
All good at my end, just that I've got too much noise behind me. That's why I'm trying to keep me on mute.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Hey, DV, I think you need to put me back into the VP education room.
Okay.
Let me go there, tell them exactly what is it.
Okay. E-
Toastmaster Shah, in which room you want to go? The participants
Yes.
went to different rooms to discuss.
He's saying he can't just to unmute.
He can't unmute.
That's what he's saying, but it's saying over here that he can.
Sometimes it could be connectivity. So maybe he will have to log out and log in, then it will help.
You have to put DTM Hariharan in the VP education room, right?
Yeah. You got the message, right?
No, not yet.
No?
No, lady. Yes, I'm going.
Okay.
And Toastmaster Shah want to go to VP education.
VP education, okay. Okay.
DTM Hariharan came
He's
back.
back. Did you go to a room? Where is Hariharan?
And then now he is not here.
I think, DV, I'm going into room number 8. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, this.
I'll have to put you to one room and then put you to another room.
No, now he's not here. He went.
Where is he? Okay, he's in education. He is in education now.
DV, Now,
Yes.
let me see, no. VP Edu, no.
You were in education, right?
Yeah, membership.
Okay. Okay. So now I'll send you to membership. Move to membership.
Thank
Nobody is there in treasurer.
Ankita. Welcome to Toastmaster Ankita. Welcome to Toastmaster Ankita. In which room you want to go? Like 7, President, VP Education, which room? Toastmaster Ankita.
Now I think VP PR. Can you hear me? Ankita is asking.
Ankita, can you hear me? Yeah, we can't hear you, Toastmaster Ankita.
But she said she wants to go to VP membership, so I'll move her there.
Yes.
VP membership, there are 2 people, Dr. Prashant and Mariam. It's okay. Sometimes small groups come up with explosive content.
Ankita is still here.
I think Ankita must be having a range issue.
She's saying network issues.
DV put me to VP PR.
I moved you. You
I
should
couldn't go.
accept it. Oh, you couldn't go?
No.
So now I will move you to room number 8 and then I'll move you back.
I can go to room number 8. I'll go and come.
Okay. Where is he?
He stuck for few seconds and disappeared.
Yeah. It's showing he's in PR.
He asked him to
PR
put
only.
in
Yeah. So he's already gone there. So now secretary, nobody is there. This Pratish is there who's not joined. And treasurer,
He
there's
said
nobody.
he is somewhere outside, so he just on and he will not be able to do anything. This
Okay.
Toastmaster.
10 minutes up, 5 moments. I will notify 2 minutes before time up. Okay.
He will be shown in the breakout room, right?
This message is here.
Yeah.
Kapil, you've done a broadcast, right?
That's correct, Divi, yes.
So everybody will get that message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then at 15 minutes, you will tell them all to leave and come, right?
That's correct, yes. We can close the breakout room. also.
Toastmaster Deepa, which room you want to go?
Ma'am, I just
Secretary, I think.
joined, so
Okay.
I'm a little,
President, VP Education, VP PR, Secretary.
I think
DV
secretary. Where you want me to put it?
Seki.
Secretary, yeah. Deepa, I'll put you in secretary. Because,
what is actually happening should be discussed. Is it something has happening?
yeah, once you go to the room, they'll all be discussing.
Okay, fine, sure.
So accept that. Yeah.
Heman Jain ran away.
So Hariharan, I'll put you in the secretary now.
Sure. No problem. Take your time.
DTM
Please.
Angelika, welcome.
Got the option?
No, not
All
yet.
the
It might-
participants are in the different rooms for discussing each roles. Which role you want to go?
Secretary, all right, I'm going.
Okay.
We can't hear you properly, DTM Angelika. Welcome. All participants are in for discussing each roles. President, VP Education, Secretaries. Which room you want to go? VP Education, I think.
Okay. I will put you, just accept the option VP Education. Okay, done. Okay.
Okay. DV, I
Do
think
we-
now you need,
Now it is only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Do we need to give 5 more minutes?
you want
No. No. I'm just asking because.
to? No, I'm more than happy. I want to squeeze them on time. They should tell us, you know what, we didn't have enough time to discuss. That's what
There's
I want
one
to
more
listen.
place. You need to go to SA. I think the
Yeah,
Sergeant
send me
at Arms are come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And treasurer,
Treasurer, nobody is there.
sergeant at arms.
And both the Sergeant at Arms are come out.
That's fine. then.
2 were
That's all.
there.
Only 2 were there. Yeah.
Oh,
Sergeant at arms was 2, VP education, VP PR was also 2, and VP membership was 3. It's okay, good.
Yeah.
Secretary was 2. Pratish was silent, poor fellow. Very difficult.
it was somewhere outside. Actually.
Poor Deepa is 1 day old and she's thinking where has she got lost.
I-
Look at her face.
And Pratish is here. He left me there.
I think the time is up. We can close the rooms now.
Send that message 59 seconds and count down.
Okay.
For a
I
while, we
know
thought.
exactly what it was.
For a while, we thought you left us there. You forgot about us. You know.
Who,
So
me?
then no, the Zoom master.
No, you all explained in the beginning what you all had to do once you all went in the room.
Yeah.
Deepa, this is first time, right?
Yeah.
Hi,
The 1 day
Deepa.
old.
Yeah, she's
She's saying-
just one meeting. She attended only one meeting, I think. And
He's saying, oh my
Toastmasters,
God,
right?
I'm only 1 day old. I said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Why in the world did I make that statement? Now I understood the choice of words is so important in Toastmasters.
In
No,
fact,
we have-
I'll refer to something when I'm going to be speaking in some time. It's a book by Brian Tracy, which says, speak to win in any situation. And the guy makes a reference of Toastmasters. And Brian Tracy making a reference of Toastmasters is extremely rare.
But
So
I would
will-
like to tell Deepa that you can speak anything in Toastmasters, yeah? Don't worry, you don't
Yes.
have to think at all.
But
Speak your heart
yes,
out.
other than the 3 taboo topics, which I just love to listen to and discuss, politics, religion, and sex, you can talk about everything else.
In
True,
that case,
true.
I have to leave the room now. There is nothing other than that for me.
Would be closing the room? And Divi, would you be closing the rooms or?
I can close the rooms, but you can send
Now
a message to them.
participants are 31 was now it is 12 only. Yeah.
Kindly return back to the room.
Have they
Where
left
did they
that
run
way
away?
outside?
Only 2 people in VPPR.
My God, what happened?
I don't know, now 31 people were there, now only then it was,
So
Yes,
actually
yes.
Kalpana was alone. So I joined there.
Yes, I called Ajita.
it is in the-
I
Okay,
was
so
in
the most important roles which people think are the president and VPE, we had loads and loads of people in both those rooms. BPM, Leo, all of them are back.
Okay.
We have quite a number. They're all back.
yeah.
We didn't lose.
Fantastic. Okay. Great. So now let's go into. So let me ask you, how was it? So I see Kalpana raising a finger,
Brilliant.
raising a thumb, saying, because she was alone only with Ajita, so nothing. So always a thumbs up. Okay.
You said
What about the
workshop,
others?
right? You said
Yes, a
workshop,
workshop.
right?
Workshop,
So we
yes.
finished our work. Now we need to go shopping.
I knew you would say that. Usually in a workshop, I say you all will work and I will shop. But the fact, so we are, of course, we are not going to be shopping and we don't all going to be working together. Okay,
But
great.
the culture of the club is for the leaders to work, while the audience, members should shop.
Oh, super brilliant. I love that. The XCOM has to work and the members will shop. Brilliant.
Okay.
Anybody else with another thought? Anybody else with another thought? How was the feeling? What was going through your mind when you put into those breakout rooms?
I'll
I can answer.
definitely come up with some point to say.
You just want to come up with some point. Yes, very nice. Anybody else? Now I'll tell you, I'll be honest to you. The reason I ran this entire exercise and I wanted you to be feeling like a headless chicken is that this is how any member will feel when they get into that particular role. This is exactly how some people feel. And I must make a point here. We have a Toastmaster who is just 1 day old, and imagine her state of mind if she had to go into one of these rooms. So what is the most important factor then? So we will look at that in some time. So before that, can we go into the 2-minute presentation for the president? President, who is your leader? Who's going to be telling us what are the best practices for the president?
Yes, VTM Hariharan. Yeah, I'll be the one.
Okay, so do you want to start with the president or you start with the sergeant at arms? How do you want to start?
You asking me or you asking everyone?
I'm asking all of you. What do you want to start?
Yeah.
You want to start with sergeant at arms or you want to start with president?
I think it's best to start with Sergeant at Arms because that's how we give the baton.
Okay.
No?
Fine,
The
brilliant. So
annual-
let's start with sergeant at arms. SAA team. Anybody?
Yes, I'll be representing the SA team.
My division director, you are leading by example, sir.
Thank you, sir. I got some brilliant ideas from district PR manager as well. So it is a collective summarization or summation of the essential things what a SA should do. I, in fact, got twice a chance in my 4 years to do an essay as the essay was missing that particular day. So I started it with a exercise because what I feel, or we all know that essay starts or sets the tone of the meeting. So you need to energize the crowd. So I did an exercise where we have a college room, 3 rows are there. So I said, we are awesome. So I said, when I say we first, the first row will say we, second say are, and third will say awesome. So then, first 2-3 times it was not okay. Then all rhymed and said in one tone. So there itself, I could bring that. So that was something I learned or saw from some other club, and I applied that, and it worked well. So SA should set the meeting tone. Second, he should read out the mission statement. Of course, before the meetings, the room should be set. The consumables like paper, stationery, arrange for the snacks, everything should be set. So these are some essential roles of an SA, and of course to do networking during the break time, to help the to introduce the club and the activity to the members or the prospective members. That's it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I've taken 3 very important points, critical for all of you all who are looking to become SAs. First things first, as rightly put by DTM Harish Krishnan, he seems to be a seasoned Sergeant at Arms. You need to ensure that you start with a bang. As my mentor here, DTM Leo, says, always start with a thunder. So you're going to be that thunderous noise that's going to be starting the session. So start with a thunder, start with some activity, start with a nice message. Now, this is where I need to tell you, you do not have to be delivering speeches every meeting. The advantage of a Sergeant at Arms is you're going to be delivering a speech in every meeting, and that is your Sergeant at Arms meeting. You do not have to have the same script. You can have a nice message at every meeting, and that could be your speech. So Sergeant at Arms is one person who, without having his name or her name on the agenda as speakers, will have the role to speak. So Sergeant at Arms, you are a lucky one in that count. The second thing that he said is hygiene factors, mission, very important. You'll by heart the mission by the end. And last but not the least, you have to set up the room. On Zoom, ensure the various aspects of the breakout room, or if the meeting is unlocked, the meeting has to be locked, or if you need to ensure that people are muted, unmuted, you can be the standby Zoom master if you have to be. So learn technology, because this is one thing that you can do as Zoom master. Brilliant. Let's go to VP Education. Who's going for VP Education? This is the next role, which is, yes, Noor.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Toastmaster Noor.
Thank you. So we identified the role of the VP Education as one who executes or helps the members execute their goals for pathways in order for them to achieve the pathways and thereby achieve the DCP for the club. So the first step would be to obviously identify. The second step would then be to plan. So the VP Education should be a very good planner, as one of our attendees mentioned in our meeting. Preferably, they should plan at least 3 months in advance. So therefore, they can plan for the role players, and they can also plan for education sessions, which will be relevant to club members and their goals. The next step is obviously execution of the meetings. And then afterwards, they can evaluate and see how it goes, see what's working, what's not working, get feedback from the members. And on top of that, they should also be someone who is responsible for ensuring that there is a mentor and a mentee relationship. So this will obviously be something that is will take the burden off of the VP Education. That's what we understood the role to be. Thank you.
Super. Thank you so much. In fact, that was very quick and crisp. As I say, the KISS methodology, keep it short and simple. And you actually kept it sweet as well. Toastmaster Noor, thank you very much. Brilliant. So VP Education, couple of things that you need to keep in mind. And this is where I must tell you, the VP Education is one of those key roles in a club. Now, why did I jump from a Sergeant at Arms to a VP Education? Is I'm going to be doing the president right at the end. I find that these two roles are one of the most critical ones in any club. The VP Education is, if you ask me, if you look at the club like a human body, the best example is human body. So the entire human body are the members. The club is just like that. The Sergeant at Arms is the hands and the legs of the club, because the work is done by them. They would set up the meeting, they would have the entire room being set up, they'll ensure Zoom is working, all of that. Now, the VP Education is the heart. Yeah? Because the heart is the one that's pumping the blood to the entire meeting or to the entire club, to the entire body. So what does the VP Education do? One thing is goals, planning for the club, the DCP, mentor-mentee evaluation, mentor-mentee nomination and evaluating meetings. Now, this is where I must tell you, the VP Education is the next in command to the president. Now, this is where I must caution VP Educations and take this as a learning, or for me, it has been a big learning. Sometimes VP Educations become more powerful than the president, and then they undermine the president. Now, if that was a corporate setup, the person would have been out for insubordination. Yes, you should be powerful. However, your power should be always to empower the others. Do not assume power and eat into others. Very important. This is key. If you start as assuming power and look at the human body, the heart starts to beat vigorously, what would happen? You will have a heart attack. That's exactly one of the things that I wanted to tell you in this session. So as a VP Education, do not undermine the president or overpower all the other positions. You have to ensure that you're giving enough blood that all of them are able to work in tandem. Brilliant. Now let's go to the treasurer. We didn't have a treasurer, of course. So this is where I would say that the treasurer is like the lifeblood. If you consider the human body, the treasurer is the lifeblood. Why? Because the treasurer is one who's constantly going to tell you if you are or we are financially strong or weak. So if our hemoglobin levels are enough, are our RBC counts and WBC counts proper? Is our eosinophils a little high? Is our eosinophils a little low? Are we doing bad with any of our vitals in our blood? Because the blood is the one that carries nutrients into the body. And in our case, in the club, the nutrients is carried in by the treasurer because he or she is vitamin M. Without vitamin M, there is no nutrient in the club. I'm sorry to say this. The nutrients will all be gone. Yeah? So the vitamin M is the person who owns the vitamin M is purely with the treasurer. So the treasurer is the lifeblood for the entire club. So you now know who is the hands and legs. You now know who is the heart. You now know who is the blood. All right. Now let's go into seeing who's the one who is going to beautify the entire body. So this is said to be the VP PR. They are the ones like the hair and the skin. Your hair is black, long and dark and actually absolutely straight like a stick, and you have no curls. You do not have any butchies in the hair, or you do not have dandruff, or you do not wear glasses. You have perfect eyesight. Your skin is glowing. That's the job of a PR. Now let's understand what a PR does. Let's go to Kalpana there.
Yeah, rightly said. He or she is a makeup person. So the face of the club, that's what I discussed with Toastmaster Ajita. So basically we discussed the role of the VPPR, who makes the flyer, a social media connection, bridging their club beyond Toastmasters, which means globally, the VPPR is the person who connects to the entire world, to the club, bridging the club to the world, to the global people of the world. First impression of the club, even before attending the meeting, that will be given by the flyer, by the VPPR. And the knowledge gained by taking these roles are improves creativity, patience, tolerance, keeping themselves updated, always with the TMI guidelines, networking with other clubs, areas, division, and district. Hope it's fine.
Super.
And, yeah.
Ma'am, you've covered everything. Trust me. Short, sweet, and simple. KISS. Okay. Super. So some points that I take. Face of the club. You have to prepare the flyers. Social media connecting to the outside world. First impression of the club and TMI guidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to become the VP PR of your club, here I had DTM Deepa Surendran. I don't know if she's still there. Yeah, she's there. She's there. I can see her there. She is the PR manager for the entire district. And I have seen her send messages to clubs saying, you know what, you need to possibly look at a different logo because it doesn't actually comply with the Toastmaster standards. So we need to understand that when some form of communication is going out, it has to be absolutely prim, proper, and pristine. You cannot be goofing up on three things. One, the logo. Two, if you have got a banner there at the bottom, the banner. And three, what is going out into the real world. So the messages are to be important. So as a VP PR, you need to have that eagle's eye or a hawk's eye on these three aspects. Because if any of these three go wrong, trust me, the communication going out is going to be completely distorted. So color schemes, banner schemes, your logos, your information that you're putting up there, you need to ensure that somebody does not write anything condescending, anything sensitive. All of these has to be kept in mind by you. Anything there, have the power to pull it down if it is not meeting the required standards. You as the club public relations officer, it is your responsibility to ensure that things like that do not go out in the real world. Imagine if you were the PR manager or the PR public relations officer or the corporate communications officer of your company, and something which is condescending and absolutely does not meet the standards of your organization goes out to a customer. What would you do? You would fire the entire public relations team. So in the same case, if you see something going out wrong there, pull it down. And you are the filter who can stop that from going out. Because if you miss out, then it's going to go into the real world and it will cause harakiri. Brilliant. Now let's go into the VP membership. VP membership. Who's going for VP membership?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Just let me open my camera.
Hey, Mariam, yes.
How are you? Okay. So, what we have discussed together is that VP membership needs to, for each meeting, needs to reach out as many guests outside the club as possible. So they would come and be part of the meetings. They also have to have creative ideas of how to help those guests get interested into getting to their club. They'll have to have some creativity and some new ideas to help the club evolve and grow. They also need to have good communication skills, to be able to communicate with the guests who will be joining, with people from outside their clubs. Maybe if they can convince people who are already members of a club to also join their club, that would be a great thing to do. And I always, like, we discussed that, and I think that a VP membership work is not always a one-man job. They'll always need help of other XCOM role players, such as the VPPR, as they're both kind of fall under somehow the same umbrella. So they'll both be, what they call it, someone will be the head and the other will be the body. So yeah, those are basically the points that we have discussed together and came out with.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mariam. I appreciate thoroughly. So reaching out to guests, ideas on membership campaigns, good communication skills, and you can also bring in dual members. Absolutely right. In fact, this is where I must tell you, the VP membership is like the lungs of the body. Yeah. If the body is alive, it's because you have enough amount of muscles that can actually take in the oxygen, get it purified in the lungs, it goes to the heart, it goes to the different parts of the body, and lets out all those toxic air or carbon dioxide, as we call it, to be exhaled out of the body. Now, that is what a VP member actually does. He or she is going to bring in that fresh oxygen into the club by bringing in those new members who will provide the blood with the required oxygen, that is the treasurer with the required money. Because all of this, if not there, the heart will stop functioning. So as the VP membership, you need to ensure that you are having a guest register in place so that you're tracking your guests and you are able to convince those guests and convert them to become members. And I'll tell you how these new members will become, or these new guests who are coming into your club will become members. We'll look at that in some time. So you just need to wait for that to come in. And once that comes in, then you will understand why a VP membership's role is so clear, so critical. So VP membership, please remember, the only thing you need to do is whichever guest is coming in, ensure that you convert them into members. And this will happen only when you are able to follow up regularly, make those calls, send those emails out, stay in touch with those guests who feel valued. People do not join Toastmasters because they do not feel valued. And anybody hates it if you do not give them that amount of value. So give them that value and they will join us and they will see value at a later date in our meetings. So very important, you are the person who's going to create that value proposition for our guests. Brilliant. Now we need to go straight to our president. So we had a full house on the president. So who would like to lead on the president?
I will go, DTM Hariharan.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, DTM Hariharan, and thank you to all presidents who contributed in today's session. See, as someone highlighted, a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, right? So as a president, you are a CEO of the club. So as a CEO, you should be able to see a vision, make other members see that vision, and then implement that vision. So what does that mean? That means that when you take up a role, you should be able to first analyze where your club is. Then you should be able to see what you wanted to achieve by the end of the year or the coming few years. It starts with understanding your club's current situation. What are your members' requirements? Then making a plan which would help you to reach that vision. And when you do that, when your members are growing, they would feel happy, they will feel motivated, they will feel more energized to be part of the club. So like I said, should be an excellent motivator, good coordination, showing empathy to your members, because there are times when probably your VPE, where your other ExCom members are not being able to take up roles or join, or even some members are not joining in a particular session. So you may need to even take up a role at the last minute. So you should be always available, always be flexible to do that. And that makes the members also feel that, yes, this is a leader who is there to support whenever is required. They say a president should be a humble servant, a servant leader, who, as like DTO Leo mentioned, what he does when any member is not joining the club or being able to join a session, he would call that member, understand what is the issue, how is he, is there everything fine? So that builds a bonding between the president and the members. Overall, it is like you getting to know your people and helping them grow in your in their path, and eventually that helps the club and grow everyone. That's what we discussed.
Thank you very much. In fact, this is where I think I missed out on the secretary, so we'll come to the secretary right at the end. So we had the president. In fact, the president is the one who's a leader, the CEO of the club. Absolutely correct. You also said that they need to analyze now and then and motivate and be humble. In fact, the president is the brain of the club. If this goes dead, the entire body is dead. Now, this is where we need to understand the brain has got something known as plasticity. And that's what Toastmaster Abraham rightly pointed out, that the president can actually move into any of the roles and should be able to maintain or take shape of that role, but not change his or her own individuality or state, as I would call it. So this is where a president needs to be extremely cautious. You are not a president of an organization where people are working for us because they are bound. People will leave if we are going to be extremely tough. However, having said that, we need to be assertive and we need to have the work done. So as a president, you are the one who's a pilot. So you have got all those gauges in the cockpit. You have all those nerve endings in your brain. If it's hurting, you know that it is hurting. You know those meters in the cockpit as to what they're actually signifying. Pick up, fix the problem and counter it, take it head on. Do not try to be diplomatic. Do not try to be, make everybody happy. You will not be able to do it. If you have to call a spade, call the spade a spade, but ensure you're not rubbing anyone up the wrong way. This is the most important aspect of the president. I've seen a lot of presidents who are either too tough or they are very, very weak. Now, somebody told me that I failed as a leader, as a president. I said, you never fail as a president. Possibly your style of leadership has not suited the audience that you have had. All you need to do is change your style of leadership and things will improve. So for a president, you are the brain. So the brain is the one that is actually ensuring that the entire body is functioning properly. Now I'll go last is to the secretary, and I'll tell you why I've gone to the secretary last. Anybody from the secretary group here? Okay, Deepa, it's fine. You wouldn't know, so I'll take care of that. Secretary is one who is the eyes and the ears of the club, because that person is the one who is documenting every small detail of what's happening in every meeting and at the ExComs. In fact, the secretary is one beside whom, without whom you cannot charter a club. And in fact, here we have got an area director, you have a serving division director, and they can tell you if I'm right or wrong. You cannot be chartering a club without a secretary. That means the secretary is a critical role, plays a crucial role in ensuring that the club is active. So you have to document everything when it comes to as a secretary. Whatever happens in a club, whatever motions are moved in a club, whatever decisions are taken in a club, including, I know of a secretary who knows what was the word of the day in the first meeting of the year. If you ask the person, okay, what is the word of the day in the first meeting? The person would actually go back a few pages and say, okay, this was the first one. How many speeches have been given in the entire year? He or she would just run through the pages and say, okay, every meeting we had some 3 speeches. In total, we have given so many speeches. The person knows every small detail because he or she has to write down and note down everything that happens in the club. So you are the eyes and the ears of the club. Now, this is where the challenge starts. In a few months from now, you're going to be nominating yourselves for those roles. Usually, in the beginning of the year, all of us, yes, enthusiasm, yes, I want to go and get there, I want to be there. They go and get it. Then after some time, you see that inertia starts to set in. As they say in a marriage, you know what? It's all hunky-dory in the beginning. And then when people get together and they live under the same roof, the devils start to come out. And when those devils start to come out, you actually think, oh my God, where have I got stuck? And Toastmasters, for people who are singles here, I'm not frightening you. It's not a marriage. It's not a marriage matrimonial platform. Nonetheless, don't mistake me. But nonetheless, when those devils come out, there are few people who say, you know what, to hell with it, I'm not going to come. Imagine you wake up one morning, and your blood says, you know what, today I'm going on a holiday. I'm not going to function. What will happen then? Suddenly the next day, the lung says, you know what, today I'm not in a mood to function. Go and search for another lung. The heart says, you know, I'm not in a mood to function. Let the brain take care of everything. The human body will just collapse. So what does this mean? This means that if you come into the ExCom on day 1, you are making a promise, not to yourself, but to the members, that you will be there on with that club until the last day of your term. unless there is a very difficult situation, ensure that you attend all meetings as an ex-com in the club. Because when the ex-com attends it in full, it shows that the club is healthy. The only key factor here is, if you have differences among you all, please sit down, thrash it out. We are all humans. We all have the right to have our opinions, our views. Nobody is right, nobody is wrong, because Almighty God himself or herself only created left and right. There's nothing known as right and wrong. Therefore, if you have a different opinion, sit down, thrash it out. Because usually ex-coms collapse because of internal differences and ego issues. Please do not allow that to come. Last not the least, the only thing I have for you is enjoy your role. Do not let it stress you out. That's all I had. Any questions? I don't know, Anita, if you've got time for questions. I won't. Leave it to you.
We can answer if anybody has doubts. Better to clear it now, right?
I'm more than happy.
Thank you.
Look at the houses society. Yes, Kalpana.
Yeah, say if in case the secretary is not available on the particular day, so the president should step in to take the minutes of the meeting?
The president can nominate anybody to take up that role and take up the meeting minutes. That's not a problem. Or ideally, the secretary should be responsible enough to say, I'll not be able to come into this meeting. I nominate so and so person.
Noor has a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
What is the role of IPP?
Good. You know what? The IPP is like that specialist doctor who will not come into the room unless called upon, unless summoned upon. And the IPP is that specialist who will come and check what is the problem, suggest the remedy, and move out. The IPP has no business in the functioning of the ex-com other than to suggest and maybe give advice if need be. If not needed, the advice is not solicited at all. But remember, the IPP is the best person to give you that right suggestion, because he or she has already gone through that entire rigor over the last 12 months. And I'll tell you what happens. In most cases, when the term is over, the IPP has disappeared into thin air. You're searching, where is the IPP? If I find this person, only if I could find this person. Very bad. IPPs should not do it. DTM Leo, who's longer than me in Toastmasters, would tell you that he would have seen many IPPs like this who disappear after their term. Don't do that. Because we need to understand it's a democratic process and people have voted us there because we raised our hand and said that we want to be nominated. That means we have taken it on ourselves to be responsible. Not correct on our part, or not rather correct, that's the right word, not correct on our part to not live by that. Anything else, Anita? Anybody else with any other questions? Kalpana has gone up.
The IPP, if in case the ex-com meeting, the IPP will not participate, or?
No, the IPP has to be a part of the ex-com meeting every time the meeting is conducted. Because it is 7+1.
Okay.
If the human body was constructed and you had all these 7 organs function that way, the IPP is the food who's giving the club the nutrition.
Okay, great. Why I asked is from July, I am the IPP. So
congratulations and all the best.
Thank you. I'm sure I will not leave the club. Thank you.
That's important. That commitment, I will take it a little later.
Now there is no questions in the chat box. You can shout out. Anybody has any questions?
Here, Deepa, we must be thinking, where has she come? She's into the wood.
Hari,
yes, ma'am.
In the beginning, you said you will be sharing about one more role other than 7 ex-com.
That's what past president, the Toastmaster Kalpana stole away my thunder, dashed my hopes, spilled water on my plans,
Sir, I
drowned
didn't
my
read it.
dreams. In fact, I must say this. I'm reading this book, which is, I would recommend, these are some books that I recommend for people who should be looking at those, if you're looking at building careers. One book is a good read, is Lee Iacocca. It's by a person by name Lee Iacocca. The name of the book is Iacocca by Lee Iacocca. Please read it. It's an amazing book for leadership. Stunning book on leadership. I have not read a better book on leadership than this one. When it comes to public speaking, for if you're looking to build your speaking skills, Speak to Win in Any Situation by Brian Tracy. And second, after that, once you've read that, the next good read or the next higher read should be Talk Like Ted by Carmel Gallo. So these two books for communication and for leadership, definitely Iacocca.
How do you spell it?
Iacocca?
Yeah.
Iacocca. I think so. I can show you the book. I can show it to you right here if you want to see it.
Yes.
You'll have to just give me a minute. Can you see this? Iacocca.
Thank you. Got it. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, DTM Hari. I have a small question, but I'm not sure whether it is relevant for this training. Thank you so much. In fact, you have given a very short session, which is much more than attending even a COT for many roles, I felt, for today's session. One of the biggest challenge we are facing is because of continuous online meeting, the enthusiasm got reduced for many of the members as well as even as ExCom members to attend the meeting or to even to take up the roles for the upcoming years. So on that note, would you like to add something which can help us?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant. In fact, that's Toastmaster Rauf, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Toastmaster Rauf. You made a very valid point, Toastmaster Rauf. 20 years I've been in the world of learning and training, and I have trained only on face-to-face platforms, very few virtual sessions. But I can tell you over the last about 14 months, I've been doing only virtual sessions, and it is not easy to keep the interest levels high. So this is where I would like to tell you that value to members has changed from values to interest levels. So if you want to keep interest levels high, there are three things we need to keep in mind. Sessions cannot be long. You cannot be having 5 speakers, 10 table topic speakers, 1 general evaluator, 1 education session, and all whole host of things packed in an agenda. It will not work. People will not come. Have short sessions, crisp sessions, and ensure that each one of them who are coming are doing a role. It may be only 2 minutes, but get them to do a role. That's the only way you can get more people to come in. This is where the ExCom needs to up its game. The ExCom cannot be doing the same thing and expecting different results. You will not get it. So please, as an ExCom, you have to think out of the box. What can I do differently to bring in members? So let's do this. One meeting, you have only table topics, let's say. One meeting, you have, let us say, a jam session. One meeting, you have a debate. One meeting, you just meet, that's it. All of you all grab a cup of coffee and all of you all are drinking coffee together. That could bring in some togetherness. Maybe one meeting you just want to have with family. I want to see who's there in your house. I would be more than happy to get introduced to your family. That's it. So try something different. Now this is known as fatigue. In physics, that you heard of the word fatigue, which leads to breaking of things. We are actually going through fatigue. In the beginning, virtual meetings sounded extremely interesting and they looked intriguing, but they are actually now gone. We're losing lust. So that's where we would have to bring in all these new concepts. So one meeting, possibly jam session, one meeting a debate, one meeting you can do purely table topics, one meeting pure discussions, one meeting the normal meeting. But if you go into the traditional methodologies of having a reverse meeting, having anybody can be a TMOD, all of these will not function in an online platform. In an online platform, you need to have engagement. And engagement will come only when you are having the group involved. So do activities which are in a group. Don't do individualistic activities. That's the only secret I know that we can do. Something like what we did today. We try and bring people together, put them into rooms and get them to do activities. That can be done.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Yeah, Anita, over to you, man.
Kahoot and all.
Let us get feedbacks from our division director, district. So many leaders are there. Let us get feedbacks. If there is no questions now.
Somebody at my door at 8:15 in the night. I don't know. Let's see.
I think it was a very wonderful session, DTM Hari. I actually, we cross our paths quite often while at work. And I have seen him coming, sweating out, saying that I did a big session with the bank A, bank B, bank C, like that. So I always wonder, how can we afford him as to get one of his sessions? So I had this idea in my mind that, today when this session happened, I will attend and see how he does this. So now I am pretty clear how you seamlessly handle this session like a talk show on with a tea, with 30 odd attendees. And this is something where I want to achieve. So I think not only the knowledge you have imparted, more than that, how to conduct a session so lively. This is also something which I take it as a personal takeaway. And wonderful job. Thank you, sir. And thank you for helping us with this session. And also to AD Anita for choosing you as well. Sometimes, the precious stones which we have in front of us, we don't see them, we go outside the country to select, but we have enough and more, quality trainers right in front of us. And this is a discovery also and I am sure you would love to hear more of your, sermons.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Division Director. Then DTM Anil Vidyaran, our Logistic Manager.
Good evening, good evening. Let me park my vehicle somewhere, then I will come to you. It's always good. Whenever I'm hearing that DTM Hariharan on board with any topic, it's always my pleasure to listen him. And mostly I love to hear the way he presents any topics or any session. And today's session, really a lot of takeaways personally for me. The way he presented, the way he addressed the audience, as well as narrated the way how to handle our club members and take up the leadership roles in our clubs. Definitely, this is going to be benefited for individuals who all are attended today. And I'm really thankful to the area director, Toastmaster Anita Biju, for conducting such a wonderful session. As I heard our Division B Director Harish said, we know we have got a lot of talented trainers in our house, so definitely we are going to get benefit from all of these trainers. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Anil Vidyaran. We have our DTM Vinod Panikar also there to 1 minute, sir. DTM Vinod Panikar.
Hi, AD Anita. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much. As Harish and DTM Anil rightly said, it's always a pleasure. It's like having coffee and having a chit chat with Hari. How he does that amazingly in front of 30 people and virtually, that's really something we need to learn from him. And thank you for the books. Even though I have read it, I would recommend everybody to read. And thank you very much, Hari. Honestly, it was a refresher of COT. And sometimes we really get fatigued from all other things that are going on in our life, but this type of sessions bring the value back. Why we joined Toastmaster, what are the basics of CO, means the club XCOM, how powerful is the XCOM. Thank you very much for all that, and thank you Area 20 team and Area Director Anita and Division Director Harish. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Now over to Mariam, Toastmaster Mariam.
Hello. Hi. So tonight we had a very interesting session, yet so fun. A lot of beneficial information we got. I personally enjoyed it a lot. But before we end this session, let's thank a few people who got out the time from their day to join us tonight. First of all, thank you, DTM Harhan, our trainer for the night. Great session, great trainer. I think this thanks comes from like on behalf of Area 20 and Division B. So thank you so much. And I would like to, on behalf of Area 20, thank a few of the role players. First of all, we had our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nimi, thank you. Our Zoom Master, Toastmaster Dewi, thank you. Our Timer, Toastmaster Kapil. And we had some of the dignitary guests join us tonight. So let's thank them for getting out the time of their day. First, we had DTM Deepa Surendaran, District PR Manager. Thank you for joining us tonight. We had DTM Vinod Panikar. We had DTM Leyu, DTM Anil Jadran, and thanks to Toastmaster Bosco, the president of DTC, and Toastmaster Vijayon, president of Tejas Club. Thank you all for joining. And last but not least, let me thank our area director, Toastmaster Anita Bijo, for all the effort she puts in. And of course, the kind-hearted, the humble Didi, Toastmaster Harish Krishnan. Thank you for all the efforts. Thank you everyone for being there and joining us tonight. This is from me, Area 20 and Division B. Thanks all.
Thank you. I think our training was crisp and clear. Thank you, trainer.
Is it okay to take a photograph?
Oh, yeah.
Now it's 11 minutes left. We are so engaged in this program and we forgot to take the photo. And all. Now we can take. It's so interesting.
Pleasure's mine.
Yeah, we can take.
Zoom Master, if you can make me look a little handsome.
You are naturally handsome.
Oh my God, Devi, thank you. Thank you so much, Devi.
You all can smile.
XCOM has to keep smiling. Rain or shine, I will always smile.
So by the time they're all taking photographs, let me say we are having a meeting in Keynotes Toastmasters Club on 6th April. Please do come. We are inviting a keynote speaker. We have started that initiative. So we are inviting Dr. Shambhavi Rajagopal, and she is SSS. She is sueagift.com. If you can go and see, she is gathering empowering women gathering all the unused clothes from tailors, and she's making bags and pillows and something like that. It's really amazing. She's running an organization, and it's really beautiful to empower women. So we have started this initiative of bringing keynote speakers every meeting. So that is like 3 to 5 minutes of speech with all the other speakers along with our club. So please do come, Keynoters Club, don't forget. And this is ICCA, International Center for Culinary Arts, where we usually have our meetings, personal meetings, since it's online. Soon we will be going there. We will be giving you delicious snacks. So soon come to Keynoters.
You are not IPP, you are a proficient PR Toastmaster.
I'm just practicing.
Kalpana, all the best.
This is the impact of DTM Hariharan right now.
No, ma'am, nothing.
The energy that he has put in, that I am just coming out of a lot of energy. Thank you so much.
Pleasure's mine. Pleasure's always mine.
Have a great learning. Keep learning. Let's enjoy. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Take
Thank
care.
you, Kalpana. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita.
Super awesome.
Thank you,
session.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Don't call
Awesome
me, sir.
session.
I'm just another member as you. Harish Krishnan apparently is one of my distant relatives. He comes from the same village as my grandmother does. He is my mother's beloved, apple of my
Out of
mother's
love
eye.
and respect, DTM Hari. So you should take it as a humble,
Oh yeah.
uh,
You know what, Harish?
expression
You
of
are
love.
my brother more than anything else. You, Vinod Panikar, I look up to you all as like my brothers.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm 6'3", so you have to look up anyway.
Yeah, see? Yeah, 6'3".
I actually got the news from you. I was like, weird. She usually shares with me the like what she's gonna do. So I was like, okay, that's really a surprise for me. So yeah.
It's because yesterday it was like we are not sure, right, about ourselves. So we are running pillar to post. So many leaders actually work for this. Good.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Devi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks all.
Thank you, Firoz.
I think they just left it on and went. I'll end the session.
I feel
Thank you, thank you. I'm here. I was listening.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Good night all.
I didn't turn on the video because there are a lot of disturbance happening in the background. So I just turned off the mic. I was listening. Thank you.
And I
You
think
can have a
having
trivia
some-
session now, maybe. You can play a trivia master role. So you can ask.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you. Good night and have a nice weekend, everyone.
Thank you,
Nice.
Firoz.
Good night.
Thank you.
Happy weekend.
Now we can close the meeting, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you,
Thank
Devi.
you. Yeah. Anytime. Toastmaster. Bye, Mariam. Have a good weekend.
And now
You too.
Devi is the host. If you stop,
Yeah. That's why I'm waiting for you all to go.
yeah, okay, we can stop it now.
Okay. So I'll end. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye.